Y'all really let the guy that does all this talking get his own podcast? Get it together, man. What's up, everybody? It's Big Maul. I hope you guys had a great weekend. And I also pray that this week will be full of an abundance of blessings, positivity, and new opportunities, new doors opening for you that your feet can walk in with full confidence, 100%. All right. So listen, I'm ready to get into this topic because this is something that I've dealt with and I'm still dealing with. And I know everyone is dealing with this or has dealt with this. Okay. Death. How to cope with death. This is a hard one. This is for anyone. No one, I feel like, on this earth can literally sit here and say dealing with death is easy, because it is not. We don't know the day nor the hour that we will leave this place, or one of our favorite people will leave this place. We don't know. And that can be a scary thought. And that's why it's important to cherish every moment that you have with the people that you care about. But I want to talk about how we deal with it. How do we process when someone that we care about leaves this earth and we feel empty inside, all right? We can be upset. We can cry. We're allowed to be angry and have all of these emotions. We are human. We're supposed to feel. But then also, we got to think about the other side. We got to think about the side that we want to get to eventually when our time is up. We want to see our loved ones again. We want to see the people that we care about again eventually, right? That's why we have to live correctly, the best way that we can. We have to treat people with the way that we want to be treated. We have to pray. We have to have faith in God and surrender all of our problems to Him. Ask for forgiveness. We have to live the best way that we can, in order for us to make it. To make it to the other side, to make it to heaven. We also have to believe that there is a heaven. That we have to believe that there is a greater place than where we are right now. With no suffering, no pain, no sorrow, no anger, no sickness, any of those things. We got to believe that the person that we care about has transitioned to heaven. They have made it to that other side. They have made it to the place that we will no longer have to worry about them, and that they will always watch over us and protect us, and even make their presence felt at times where it's just unexpected, but we know their presence and we feel it. I myself have struggled with coping, losing someone to death. I have lost a great deal of people that I care about to death, some young, some old, some unexpected, some that you kind of knew that it was a possibility because of sickness and not being able to get better. And you can kind of just see it on the rise, on the horizon, and you kind of prepare for it. And honestly, I used to try to compare and contrast which death is better, not better, but which one is easier to cope with. Is it the one that's, the one that you can see coming when you know that, the person is sick and there's nothing else the doctors can do and it's only a matter of time. Even the doctors tell you that it's only a matter of time. And so you have to prepare for it. You have to make the arrangements. Or is it the death that's sudden, that your friend or your loved one gets in a car accident, or they get shot, or they suffer from a heart attack, or something like that, where it's just unexpected, where you just talked to that person, they weren't sick, they weren't ill, they were fine. you know. And I think it was selfish to have been in that mindset to compare and contrast which death is easier to come to terms with, because death hits everyone differently and the same all in once, you know. Because I say differently because we process differently. Some people, unfortunately, they get depressed and they drink and they resort to acting out of their normal behavior, and they're not themselves because they don't know how to deal with losing that person. They don't know how to grieve. And then it's the same in another aspect, because we're feeling an emotion. Some of us mask the emotion. Some of us don't mask it. Me personally, I have tried to do a better job of not trying to mask it, not mask the sadness and just the new world of getting to know how to move on from losing a person. Because I've lost a great deal of people, but probably the two most hard-hitting deaths would have to have been, or the three actually, was my grandma in 2019, my sister in 2021, and then, you know, most recently, a couple of months ago, was my little brother. And you know, rest in peace to all three of those incredible individuals who I love and I miss, and also to all the rest of the people that I do love and I care about that have gone on. I love and I miss you guys. May you guys rest in peace. But I feel like those are the three that hit me the hardest. My grandma was already sick, and I had already gotten my cries out because I knew that the time was coming, and it hurts to say, and it feels messed up to say in a way too. But it's like I just knew, I just had a feeling, man. I did my best to come to terms with that, what was going to be happening. I felt like in the next month or a couple of months, you know. So when she passed away, I was definitely heartbroken, as well as everyone else in my family and everyone else that knew her. I was heartbroken. But I had accepted that, you know, her time here was done. My grandma, I want to say she died at 93 years old. I would have to fact check that, but I'm pretty sure it was 93 years old. So she had lived a long life, and I knew that she was tired. I knew she was ready to go. And she was at peace that how she lived her life, and I know that she knew that we all loved her. And we knew that, hey, she loved us. So it was a little bit easier for me to cope with that one. But she is always incredibly missed, and I have dreams about her, and I definitely have my days where I do get teary-eyed. There are some days where I can think about her and laugh, as we all can. We can think about the person, and we can laugh at the memories and the moments. You know, I bet that he or she would have said this or done this if this happened, if they saw this. We could laugh. Then there are days where we think about a person, we think about those memories, and we cry. We get sad. We get deep in our emotions, because we know that we won't have those memories. We won't create new memories. So we think about the old ones, and we become so attached to them, and we miss them, and we wish we could have them back. And I feel like it's important to not go down that, not to get so far down that road, because we have to be thankful for the time that we did spend with our loved ones. We have to be thankful for the moments that we have, the conversations, the things we may have learned, and time that we grew with that person. We have to be thankful for those, and we have to hold on to those memories in light of we will see them again, and we will see that smile and that laugh, and we will feel that warmth, that hug, from that person again, and with my sister, that was a sudden death. That one completely caught me off guard, and that one was harder to take because with us being so young, the same age, and it was just harder because I didn't know how to I didn't know how to come to terms with it, because you almost, when it's like that, you almost want to text the person and say, come on, man, tell me this isn't true. You want to call them and you want to be like, come on, pick up, like you're joking. These people don't know what they're talking about. They're posting it on Facebook. They're posting it on IG, and they don't know what they're talking about. They got the names mixed up. It's not you. And you get in denial, and then it sinks in, and it's like, no, they're really gone. And then then you start thinking like, well, we had all these plans, and we just talked, and it's like you can't it's hard. It's harder, man. It's just harder. The sudden deaths are harder. And I have my days where I think about her and I laugh, because we had so many moments together, so many funny moments, so many times where we would just laugh until we couldn't breathe anymore. We would have these serious talks, and we would pray together, and we would talk about goals in the future. And it was just, one of those people where you just can't believe it. And then when we get to my brother was sick. And I'm not going to give away the exact reason as to why I've lost these people in privacy of my family, their families, but my sister's family, because, well, let me clarify, it's my god sister, but that's my sister. If you know, you know. So out of respect for her family and respect out of my family, I won't talk about these individuals and how they died, but my brother you kind of say it was a sudden death because he was sick also, but he was getting better. So, and we had just talked, literally, I had just saw him 2 days before he passed away. I was just visited him in the hospital 2 days before he died, and I was with him for like maybe 2 hours, 3 hours, and everything was fine to my knowledge. And then I talked to him on the phone a day before he passed. And then when I got the news about 1:30 in the morning, it's like everything stopped, and I could not believe it. And that sent me through just a whirlwind of, my God, I need to get my life together. And honestly, that one just, I don't know. I can't even explain the feeling that I had because of knowing someone and feeling like knowing you in your mind, they're okay, and then they die, and it's like, oh wow, but you were doing better, and then the decline of health, it just went down so swiftly, and then boom, they're gone. And I feel like if it wasn't for me knowing God and just getting closer to God, I would have felt like I was betrayed by God. I would have felt like God was punishing me by taking away the people that I love. I would have felt empty and alone without knowing God and knowing that I need to surround myself with genuine love and support, and knowing that I need to continue to pray and have faith that He has a plan. If I didn't know these things, I would have went crazy by now. And I want to thank God for the people that have been in my life and that are still in my life now, that have helped me, that have been by my side during these difficult times. I would like to say I don't have friends, because I call my friends my family. So I want to just thank my family, thank my wife. My mom has been my rock. She has been right there by my side. My wife has been by my side. My brothers, Jacob and Todd, have been by my side, man. And I appreciate, and Anthony, you guys, I love you guys, man. Thank you. If I never tell you guys, I've never told you that I appreciate you. I appreciate you. if I just didn't have the support and the love and the strength from these people and God, I would have went ballistic, man. And just trying to be strong for my daughter. And I want my parents to know that it's okay for our kids to see us cry. It's perfectly okay. They do look at us as superheroes and that we are indestructible and nothing can break us, and that we just have it all together all the time. But it's okay to be vulnerable. It's okay to show that we do cry as the adults. We do cry as parents and protectors and leaders. We do cry. We do have those emotions, and it's okay to show that. And our kids, maybe not understanding it now, but they'll understand it later on in life. That the strong do have moments, and then that's perfectly fine, because we pick ourselves back up. The people that are in our lives, they help us pick up the pieces, and we move on, and we may have our days where we cry and we need a shoulder, and we need that, just need that message, that quick message, or that quick hug, those words to pick us back up, and so that we can continue to move forward. It's important to have those people. It's important to pray. It's important to know God and to ask God to give us the strength to be able to cope, to be able to heal. Because if you don't know, then you won't. If you don't know God, you won't. If you don't have the people around you, then you won't. You won't be okay. And honestly, it's okay to admit that you are not okay. It's okay to say that I don't have it. I don't have the energy. My relative is on my mind. My friend is on my mind. I just wish they were here. And today their absence has really been felt. And it's okay to feel that. And don't let anyone tell you that you are wrong for grieving over someone that you have lost. I feel like as long as you are not indulging yourself heavily in drugs or going out and just being very, very, very just out of character, belligerent and yelling and doing things that are negative, no one can tell you how to grieve either. No one can tell you when to grieve. But like I said, it's important that we just stay true, stay to our people, so that we can make it, so that we can know that life is going to go on. Those people that we've lost, yes, it hurts that they have left us, but they are gone, and they are now in heaven. They are now watching over us, and their memories and their impact will live on in you, inside of you, and inside of everyone that truly cared about them. They will live on, and no amount of crying, no amount of hitting the wall, no amount of just sitting in complete silence and disbelief will bring them back. And even though that any of those emotions, any of those actions will not bring them back, if you do feel those emotions, allow them to flow through you. Don't hold them in. Allow them to flow through you, and then allow them to come out. And when they come out, don't invite them back in. Leave them. Walk away from them. And I'll repeat this again. Ask God to give you the strength. The strength to press on. So that with each passing day, it'll be just a tad bit easier to adjust without that person. It'll be a tad bit easier to think about them and not cry. You'll still have your moments where you will cry, but they'll be few and far in between. And you'll laugh. And you'll rejoice in their memory. You'll rejoice in the things that they've did. You'll be so thankful for the way that they carried themselves in life. You'll be inspired about the things that they have accomplished. The things that people say about them. The amount of love and support that that person got while they were here and even in their absence now. There's no easy way to cope with death. You just cope with death the best way that you can. Me personally, I rely on my strength and my faith, which comes from God. Number 2, I surround myself with my family and my loved ones. And I just keep their memory alive. I keep their spirit alive. One day, you will see your people again. One day, you will see that smile. You will hear that laugh. You will feel that touch. And you will rejoice. But for right now, stay strong. For right now, press on. For right now, carry every ounce of memory, every feeling, everything that person has given you during your time together. Carry that in your heart. Carry that in your heart. That person will live on through you. And as you go in to your jobs, as you travel, wherever your feet may land, wherever you are, that person will always be with you, watching over you, right inside of your heart. Isn't that where you held them when they were alive and well? Didn't you hold them in your heart? You loved them, right? You hung out with them. You spent time with them. That person was held in your heart then. Hold them in your heart now. That person is alive and well inside of you. Their spirit is in heaven, watching over you, protecting you, sending you signs, communicating with you. Get to know God. Like I said, there's no easy way of coping with death. You just have to figure it out. Take it day by day. But it will be okay. Right now, it may feel a little dark. The sun will shine again. I promise. The sun will shine again. So will you. It's Big Maul getting it together. I hope y'all enjoyed this episode. I hope you have a great, amazing week. Like I said, full of and abundant of blessings, positivity, new opportunities. And I'll catch up with you guys soon, man, later on in the week. Remember to keep God first. Pray, stay hydrated. God loves you. You love you. And it's Big Maul. I'll holler at y'all.